So starting with the magic pen tool and quick selection tool. So we'll start with the quick selection tool. So this is the sample picture in front of us. So as we have seen that already we are having the three options over here, the common options, whether you're getting to the marquee selection tool, whether you're getting to the lasso tool. So with this tool also you're getting add to the selection and then subtract from the selection, add to the and then subtract to the selection, and then you're getting the brush. Because this tool work with the brush, so you're getting the brush. You can increase or decrease the size by pressing Alt, right click to the right side, to the left side for the small, to the top for the softness, to the bottom for the hardness. So we're going to set the size of the brush. So what we need to do, we need to extract the foreground. So this is the foreground, Gandalf, and then we need to remove the background. We need to create the sky. So what we can do, so we need to select this, add to the selection, and then we simply will going to click over here, and then we will going to paint as we are painting as a brush is getting painted on top of it. So it will going to create the selection. So we can see by pressing F7 also we are getting only single layer. So click and then drag it as you are painting on top of that picture, and then moving over here also, moving here also. Now the problem is we are capturing this area also with the selection. So what we need to do, either we can press Alt to minus this area, or either when you are painting from the starting only, you can simply decrease the size of the brush, and then we're going to start from here. You can also start from here also. So depending on the size of the brush, it will going to enhance. So we can minus it. Decrease the size of the brush, and simply what we need to pressing Alt, and then either you can press Alt, either you can click on this top status bar button minus Alt, and then subtract the area from this. So this is the kind of selection you are getting. You can also observe on the edges also that we are not getting that much of that much refinement over here, but simply we can move. I'm using my mouse. So this is the selection, and over here also. Then pressing, coming to the add to selection, and then selecting it again. Got it. Then we can subtract this part, decreasing the selection more, the brush size will be less. You can also increase or decrease the brush size by pressing the bracket keys left and then right bracket keys, curly bracket keys. So we can decrease the size of the brush as the space is very less over here. So we can paint it over here. So we got the selection over here. Don't worry about the minor things, we're going to take care of it. So this is the selection we are getting. We need to release it also, back and forth, and then we need to add it. So simply we're going to add it from this selection to this part. So for that we need to get to the subtract, and then we can paint on top of it. Increase the size of the brush, increase the size of the brush. So this is the overall selection we are getting it. And then what we can do, we need to get back to the lasso tool, as I told you, the free form lasso tool. So if you are good at painting, so what we can do, we need to add this to the selection, and then we need to paint it like this. We need to go to the edges, so we're going to add to that selection. So with the help of the magic wand, this quick selection tool, and then lasso tool, you can create the shape. And then over here also, so we need to press shift, it will going to add this area. So what we need to do, we need to subtract the area. So pressing Alt, and then on the edges we can cover up You can use the tablet also, but I'm comfort with the mouse, so I will be using mouse only. So this is the overall selection we're getting. I'm not going to take it for the hairs this time. And then this area. That's it. Now before cutting it out, you need to give a little bit of feather. So select menu, modify, and then feather, shift F6 is the shortcut. So around 0.5 depending on the area of the selection. That's it. So what we can do, inverse the selection, control shift I, and then pressing F7 to see it on the layer also, control J. So now we have created a difference over here. So now you can see a little bit also. Now it is fine, I think. You can create a background layer with the black color and then fill it, and then you can check it out. The edges are, I think, little bit harsh. So again what we can do, we can simply create a selection of this image, right click and then select the pixels, and then we need to get to the select menu, modify, and then we need to get to the contract. So contract by 1 pixels will going to move the selection area inside of the selection by 1. Suppose if I get to again to the select, modify, and then contract by 3 pixels. So see, it is moving to the inside area. So depending on the area how much you need it to cut out the extra part, you can do it. So I think 3 will be more than enough, so I'll get back to the 2 contract and then 2. That's it. And then feather, shift F6 is going to smooth the edges by 0.9, and then we can delete it. So now you are deleting it, you are deleting the inner part, so need to invert the selection, control shift I, and then we can delete the edges. You can see now little bit of smoothness you are getting. If you want more smoothness, you can get it more, so you can delete this layer and then you can paint with clouds or gradient, any of the color. We can sample it from here only, and then from top to bottom we have created it. So this way you can create the thing. You don't want more light. That's it with the quick selection tool. Now moving to the magic wand tool. So magic wand tool, with the same picture we can select the magic wand tool. This is the magic wand tool. This is not that much of accuracy we are having over here. So these are the tools. Over in the status bar, the function we are getting, add to the selection, subtraction, same. Tolerance is around 25. So what is tolerance? It is a kind of fall of radius. When you are clicking over here, the selection will going to cover this much of area. Control D, deselect it, and then again increase the tolerance around 79. So it will going to select more area. But this is tool is not that much kind of having perfection. So again, I think rather than using this magic wand tool, this tool will going to work with having a kind of solid color. If you are having any kind of solid color, suppose this is the picture you are having, so you can click it and then complete solid color will going to get selected. But if you are having the color which is having little bit of gradient in it, it will going to create problems. So with the magic wand tool, you can select a single solid color. Suppose if you want to select this part, each and everything will be getting selected. You can see, and then control J is having that on the next layer. So you have it, and then you can create a layer over here, and then getting to the reddish tool, and then you can create it over here. So with this thing you can create it. So this is on the separate layer. Now you want a kind of selection over here. Suppose right click and then select pixel. So you have selected the pixel. Now you get to select and modify, and then if you want to expand it, you can expand it by 3 pixels. So it will going to expand it. You want little bit of thickness. So either you can fill the color over here, or either you can create a kind of outline also. So if I fill the color over here with the white, creating a new layer, alt backspace, we have filled it, and then Control D, we can move this layer to the top this way. So we're having it. So this way you can create the selection with the magic wand tool and then quick selection tool. So in this video we have learned how you can select it with the quick selection tool and then magic wand tool. Always remember, if you are working for the solid color, so for the solid color you can use this magic wand tool, it will going to select automatically everything. But for if you want a little bit more accuracy, you will going to get a kind of brush and then you can paint it on top of it. See, you can get a kind of selection.